It is the Dubai World Cup, the last meeting of the year, or last race of the year, and the last meeting of the year. Strangely, I walked into breakfast this morning, just as I pulled up, Richard Mullen was there, and we got out and we're walking in together, and I said, hey, great, Surfer's got in the World Cup, which is something I suggested right at the start of the carnival, that Surfer would be the World Cup horse. The weirdest thing is, I've then said, and this is such a strange thing to say, it's probably an easier race than the Godolphin Mile. So you got the mile race is worth $1 million, the World Cup is worth 10, and I think this is a slightly easier race to pick than that one. On that, I would love to see Surfer run a big race. I think it will suit him. I think the track at that time of night, running fast, will suit him. I still think the 10 will suit him. He wasn't beaten by far in the Godolphin round 3, Godolphin Challenge, Maktoum Challenge round 3. He's beaten 2 lengths, having been drawn 14. I'm sure you can tell us the trackers data of how much ground he covered there.
Both he and Senshaw's covered 22 meters more than Prince Bishop.
And I think both of those have got big chances in this race and nice prices. Yeah,
if you like Senshaw's or Prince Bishop, you have to like Surfer as well.
Yeah.
They're a package deal, essentially. Look, this race yields good Tapeta horses against good shippers.
Yeah.
And they're more equal than you think when they end up on this surface.
For me, the big thing about Tapeta, and it hasn't changed, when it comes to betting, obviously I've lost a few races back in that judgment, but this season and last season, my judgment is, I said to you earlier, when you hit the carnival, the one thing I follow is horses that have run on the track before. It's a major thing. Some horses will come and win on it first time and love it. I backed Variety Club on it earlier in the season, he came and he loved it. But if there's a couple of horses in the race that have got proven quality Group 1 form or Group 2 form on the race, or on the surface, I follow them before the international horses, because it's a question mark. Yeah. You can't write the Japanese horses off, you can't write some of the UK horses off, but unless they've got form on this surface, I'm not interested. And that's a major thing I'm picking on this race. African Story, lovely horse. I know last year was the Godolphin horse they were talking about. He's never won further than a mile. So
he was also the favourite last time in the Maktoum Challenge. Bash just headed into the gates, had to get stitched up. He was essentially running the race concussed. It wasn't that bad of a race.
No, I mean, he wasn't beaten far. But if I remember correctly, there was only about 4 lengths between first and last. I mean, it was
5.
Yeah, it was very close. Yeah. So,
people use that, though, as an excuse to bash the local horses.
Yeah.
And I think, again, you can't compare the two. That the race on the surface is different than anything else. So,
well, I mean, as I say, I think it's an easy one. You can't write off Prince Bishop. I mean, his turn of foot that day was very good. He got the split, but as soon as the split come, and Kieran is a master at that. I mean, he's one of the best jockeys he's ever been for me, Mr. Fallon. You can't write off De Kock and Sumalon. And if I remember correctly, when we met last time when you were over, this was their big talking horse. They really fancied it first time up, and it got beat by Gabrielle.
Yeah.
But it was like, they really, really liked it.
He comes back and he wins on turf.
Yeah.
Wins course and distance here, defeating a half-decent field, although it was a handicap. But people that say that he doesn't belong, he comes back and he runs in the Group 1, and he runs second, covers more distance than the third. He has tactical speed. He's going to go forward.
Which is a big thing on World Cup Day.
He gets a reverse trip from what he had in the Maktoum Challenge.
Why?
I think Sinshaw is a nice priced winner of the Dubai World Cup.
Ruler of the World being drawn 12, first time on the surface.
Off the long layoff.
Yeah, can't put my money on it.
Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him win, because obviously he's a good horse. But the question I asked earlier, how good was the Derby? I don't think that Derby was by any means.
Now take out the 11th placer, who was 4 from 24 since, the rest of the field 2 from 30.
Yeah, I don't think it was the best.
Dawn Approach versus Toronado, and Flying the Flag in a 4-horse field.
Yeah. So, Cato Mountain, as soon as it was drawn 15, I put a pen for it. Its last run wasn't bad, but its second run after it, but when it won here comfortably, and then its next run, it was so wide the whole way. I'd love to have your tracker's information, because he could have done a
20 meters more.
Yeah, he was just ridiculous, and he was so far back off a slow pace.
Yeah.
He got no chance. Last time wasn't a bad effort, but again, we go back to the Charlie Appleby thing. That the first up they're good, and then they seem to drop away. They need to have a break between the races. Red Caddo was second last year, but 14, that puts you off.
Yep.
There's a lot of horses got drawn high that you started writing through them. So 10 for Surfer, although it's double figures, it's probably his best draw for a long time. Side Glance run a good race last year. Military Attack I know they like, and it's got the lucky number 8. But for me, it's one of those races. There's no standout. It sounds harsh to say that. There's no standout horse that you go, oh, something's got to beat that. You know, that's the one to beat. And I think the betting proves it. It's 4-1 the field. So it's a difficult race to pick. I'll let you have your selection and I'll go with something else.
Sinshawa's on top, Military Attack, African Story, and Side Glance in that order. Sinshawa's is the one.
I think he's got a big chance. I'm going to go with Prince Bishop and Surfer in the mix with him. I know they were first in the Mattoon Challenge, which seems like you're following form. Prince Bishop's looked a better horse this year. You know, and he's often he's obviously fragile.
Yeah.
He's definitely a fragile horse, and I know you mentioned earlier that he pulled up very quickly after the race. But he's obviously a fragile horse with lots of issues because he never travels. He stays here.
Yeah.
After the season, he stays here.
No. He's gone to England and done nothing on grass.
Yeah, true. He's not a turf horse, is he? But he doesn't run a lot of races.
Yeah.
Surfer, I think, deserves a big run.
Do it. Do it.
I'm going to go Surfer. There you go, Surfer. I'm going to take the pick. So I'll go Surfer on the day. I probably won't be betting this race unless I've got a very big bank balance.
It's tough to have a very strong positive opinion on this race.
Yeah, this isn't for me. It's if you're only going to have 2 bets on the day, Cavalryman, Shay Shay.
Yeah,
And
I'll go different from you just for that Giovanni Boldini,
yeah,
and just because of the value, Trade Storm,
okay. If you were napping one horse,
Cavalryman.
Well, I think we're both going to agree on that one. It's Cavalryman and Shay Shay. They're my 2 naps until I do the paper, which is soon. And I've got to put one in, but until then. Well, Pat, it's been great being over here. Let me give a few details out to people. Check out Mark Monkhouse's website. You can check out the tipsters page. It's www.comracinguae.com. Check out the tipsters and find out what we've picked. There's 6 pretty good judges in there, and they'll help you. And of course, don't forget Pat's own site, DubaiRaceNight.com, where you get all the information and you find out all the statistics. That's the best place for statistics out here. You'll find out how far they've travelled, all that kind of info. It's a great place to look at. As for myself, if you want to buy horses, look at www.ee Racing Club. We've got a new team to go to war with next year. We're up to 10. We've brought 5 new horses. 2 of them are a bit special, I think. I know one of them is, but the other one I think will surprise a lot of people. Hard Spot. And if the rumours I'm hearing are true, I think we'll have a bit of fun next year here. So until next time, keep talking horses, and hope you enjoy the World Cup.